Welcome to this short update video for the Grand Design series for Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. And the reason I'm calling it an update video is that if you look at the top here, you'll see that we are picking up on the 2nd of March 1903, which is about 18 months on from the end of the last video. And I'm going to be completely upfront, it is turning into a real grind doing this initial build. It's taking even longer than it did in the Cold Conquest series. And I think it's down mainly to the problem of getting the workforce in. But I'll talk a little bit more about that in a little while. Now, the reason why I'm doing an update video is we've had an event which I want to show you in real time. Plus, there's a couple of things I want to talk about. And then that will be it. And then what I'm going to do then is play on until we get to a point where we can actually start to move in some residents, because I say this is turning into a little bit of a grind. So what is the big event that we are having is the fact that we have our first fire, and it seems that what's actually caught fire is our ship dock up here, which is a little bit of a kind of disappointment, but I suppose that you just got to go with the blows. So that is the main reason why I'm actually doing this update video. And I thought, well, I'll just take an opportunity to give you guys a bit of an idea of actually what's going on, because as I said, has been really slow. And to give you an idea, I've been trying to increase the pace even more now. You can see here I've got all sorts of I've got two construction offices, or free construction offices, who are all they've got in them are buses. I've got two ground crew here. We've got a supplementary crew here providing heavy haulage, and I think I've got another one. This is my road crew. They're not doing very much at the moment. And then I've got the asphalt crew sat here as well, and I've got very similar setup over here as well, although over here I've made a little bit of a progress. I'm just going to let the game run actually and just let that dock burn down actually, and it makes it a bit easier. Here we've got two free construction offices with full of buses, two ground crew. We've got another construction office here that's got heavy haulers in it and a covered hull. And I think I've got my road crew here, which I'm also pressing into getting things done. But the real problem at the moment is workforce. I think this side we're doing not quite so bad. We got the workforce here going in, but over here the real problem is the amount of workforce we've got in here. And I think what's really slowing this up is that the amount of workforce you get seems to depend on the size of your customs office, which means that the pace down here is, you can see it almost visually with the difference between the buildings. And of course, there's a couple of big buildings that have taken a very long time to build. One is the actual power station here. You can see I've still got 393 people. So the problem hasn't been really so much delivery, because you can create a swarm of little trucks which will do it. But the other real big problem has been this one here. You can see I've still got 1,173 workers. And if you imagine that this is our biggest buses here, you can see that they can only bring 20 workers down at a time. And you can see that comes in here, and of course this building doesn't have support of a crane, which doesn't help very much. Where over here we've done a little bit better, and of course the progress has picked up. There we are. There goes the building. So we've got our first kind of fire here. So unlike exactly the same as the Cold Conquest series. We just got a pile of rubble here, which is going to be sat there. At the moment, as I say, I think in a previous part, I said I was expecting to get this village built first, and then work on this one. but I think this one is going to be ready first, which is going to cause a bit of a complication because this has the normal university in it, I think. If I can find the normal university, I think this is the normal university here. So it does come down to workforce, but what I'm hoping is that if I can get this one up and running, I can then possibly send workforce over to here to get this one finished. So it's interesting, and that's putting it mildly. Anyway, just give a bit more of a detailed update. As I say, I've finally got this wood cutting post here going. We've got, again, if I just kind of click through, you can see here it's workforce waiting, workforce, the carpenter's workshop. What I've been trying to do is keep the workers reserved for when they're essential, but they seem to be more and more essential all the time now. And I think we've got this built here. It says power, and we got the well. This needs steel framing. This needs workforce, and workforce. So it is down purely to workforce, and I think there's a limit to how many how many people you can get in, because the other problem is I've got now, as you can see here, is that these are queuing up here. I accidentally bought one of these little truck guys for moving the concrete as well. You can see if we watch this, you will see that we've got 41. So here we'll take 20. He will pull out from there. He will pull out from here. He will go in. So here, because we got the medium custom shed, you can see here that this office here isn't using all the buses, so you can't kind of push it. Oh wow, okay. These guys have this is partly my fault. I've been trying to manage some of the expectation here. That might get these going. We've got one of them going, and hopefully we can get, so you've got 228 work days there, 31 work days there. I mean, truthfully, I should be micromanaging it a little bit better, but it is getting a little bit tedious. So at the moment, it's just going to be a question of grinding through this. I think I've got all the main pipe work done here, and yeah, we got steel framing here, and we got the bus crews on here as well. So we are getting there, but it is very, very slow. Now, one thing I do want to show you is that off camera, I started to put together our maintenance kind of setup here, where we got, this is basically the horse veterinarian mod, and I've put another construction office here, but I haven't populated it because I can't see the point. The original idea I pushed this is to get more into here, but as you can see, we got no workers. So there's a little bit of a top tip there, in the sense that if you're working from a small custom shed, doing an early start or any type of start, be aware of your kind of shortage of workers. Anyway, what I want to do here is talk a little bit about maintenance, and also because we're starting in 1900, there is a little bit of an option that we can use, but I can't build it just at the moment, because if I come into here, you'll see that there's kind of two grayed out squares here. These are mods, and these are actually tied into the veterinarian. These are actually tied into the veterinarian building here. And what these are actually called, I've got to look this up. These are horse feed converters. There's a V1 and a V2. I think the V2 is the more stable of the two. And what this is, it's roughly the same size as the if I go to storage, it's about the same size as this little silo here. And what this does is it takes food and what this does is it takes crops and wood and then converts it into the materials that you need to build or maintain vehicles. But the way it works is that you don't deliver it directly to the you don't deliver it directly to the actual horse feed converter. You actually have to deliver it to the horse veterinarian, who then passes it by a factory connection to there, which then sends it back to the veterinarian. And this is the reason why I've put this small Tudor barn in here, because eventually what we're going to have to do is deliver crops and wood to this to be able to do it, because in the Cold Conquest series I didn't actually want to use them, but I think in this one we are going to use them because of the nature of their. And to that end, what I want to do is create a kind of maintenance zone here. And what I've done is the road we built round, I've built another road up here in order to try and speed things up. And so what we're going to do here, because it's far enough, it should be far enough away from the wood guy here. Yeah, the wood cutting post is there. So you can just see. So what I want to do is actually do a proper setup here. Now, so what we're going to do is find vehicle maintenance. It's in this section here. And what I want is, that's technical services. Where's this is vehicle? This is the horse veterinarian. You can see he's got a fairly large kind of bit of coverage here. And what I am going to do is just put a footpath there, because we're going to need to put it. This needs to be within walking distance. And I'm just going to push that out a little bit. I think we're going to push it out a little bit further, because I want to have options for the overall build. Actually, I think what I might do is we've got to get a warehouse alongside it, and we're going to put you there, and then we got to connect that with a road, and then hopefully, yeah, it's 153 from there. And of course, the next thing we're going to do is put in a construction office. This is going to be the office that is going to, how can you say, provide the actual cover for maintaining the buildings in this area. So it's going to be a maintenance shed. And actually, I could actually tuck that in. Actually, I could put it in that way, couldn't I? Oh, that's pretty neat. I quite like that. In fact, we could probably get two in here. I think we'll just drop you in there. And then eventually we will put a road connection into there. Now, the other thing I want to put here is actually a road depot. This is I don't think I've got any kind of, I've got a log road depot here, but that holds 6 vehicles. But I think for the purposes of the game, we're just going to put the standard road depot in here. There are limits to what we can do, and we're going to put a road depot there. And then just for gauging purposes, so what we'll do is we'll put the horse feed converter there, which means I need to come out here with a barn, because we're going to need to provide supplies to this, because I don't think the maintenance vehicle, this doesn't really have a lot in the way of storage. So what we're going to have to do is put in a barn. I'm looking for, this is 96, this is 92. Whoops. Looks like the road crew are here already. We've got a stone barn here, but that's actually going to take, but it does have a bit more storage than the other place. So we could, actually we're going to need the, now these come in right and left versions. Actually that's brick, that uses a stone. Yeah, I think we can just slide in that alongside like that. And then eventually what we can do, once we've got access to it, we can put some distribution offices around the back here. So that's the idea of what we're actually doing here. And then what this will do is provide the building maintenance and the vehicle, it will provide vehicle maintenance. But more importantly, this will be the building maintenance for this town. Because of course, the fact that we're pushing through here, but I don't think we can actually see the maintenance on these buildings. Let me just see if I can get the overview for wear and tear. Productivity, construction. Now we're not getting any readings for wear and tear at the moment beyond these small buildings here. The trouble with these big buildings are the fact that you can see here, these have already reached 25% wear and tear because we're 3 years in. Because of the long building period, we're going to need to have to put these in a lot quicker. I'm kind of starting to wonder whether this series is a good idea, or maybe I should be approaching it from a different point of view, but we're going to go for it. This is nearly there. It's got 43 days left. We've built this. So we got that plant there. We got the heating plant is now, that's the wood cutting plant. What is that then? This is the heating plant, sorry. And then what we got over here is the sawmill. I think we could probably build the sawmill. Oops, don't want to build that. And this is an example of what I've been doing. And to say here, we've had the workforce, but you can see we've still got quite a lot of things that need to be done. What we're going to do now is start getting the workforce into here. And the reason why these weren't allocated is that I had needed all my workforce down here. You can see we've still got time here to get that. We need to get that done, and then I think I think we need to get this guy on. As you can see, he's working almost exclusively on this, but I think we can get him working on that. And then we can get this. So I think probably by March 1904, we may actually have this place up and running, or to a point where we can get people moving in. We've got a small barn here. Oh, that's the fire station, sorry. We've actually built the barn and we've set the limits for that. And then over here, we've got this is still plodding through. Things will be a lot better once we've actually finished this sewage treatment plant. On reflection, maybe I shouldn't have actually built this, but then again, it would be more useful here. Yeah, we got the groundworks crew here that are still working on this here. Because the big factor is concrete. Oh, we've actually finished delivering concrete, so things should move along a bit quicker. This building needs a phenomenal amount of concrete. The same as these buildings, you can see here. Where is it? No, this one only needs 18 tons of concrete, but it needs a lot of resources and, more importantly, a lot of actual worker time. See, it says 2,461 workers just to build that. And that's the reason why things are taking so long. And you can see here now, this is a very good example of the fact that we are down to the fact that we need workers. What we got here, these are the cement trucks that I've brought in. I don't think I've got space for one more there. I think problem is I don't really want to keep adding more and more vehicles. Maybe what I could do is we'll send that cement truck there. We're not laying any asphalt at the moment, so if I send you to there, make sure you've got you've got workers. So we can use this bus vehicle here. Because the other problem we are getting is if I come in here and say show wear and tear, you can build vehicles. You can see that I've nearly worn out my first generation of vehicles as well. If I show you the entire map, you see we're already up to 37% on some of my dumpers, and we haven't actually got a working population at the moment. So now I don't want to drag this out too far because you can guess already that I'm running out of things to say. This is the reason why I'm playing on so much. That it's literally down to a waiting game. And you can see we are burning through the money as well, just trying to get all this set up. And a lot of that is actually going on workforce. So if I go back to 1900, and you can see here that we spent 132,000 on actual workforce, which is nearly what, and when you compare that, we spent nearly 400,000 on materials. You can see a lot of that is on, a sheer amount of what we're actually spending on. So this is where I'm going to leave it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you found it interesting. And until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.